Lead generation, no matter what business you're in, is probably a huge priority for your organization. And your online forms play a pretty big role in this process. Lead generation forms are what help turn your website visitors or prospects into leads, and eventually, and ideally, into new customers. So how do you make sure these leads are top quality and that you get enough of them to convert to meet your goals? Hi, I'm Dustin Phelps with Form Assembly, and in today's video, I'm sharing 5 tips and best practices for building high converting contact forms. So let's get into it. Tip number 1 is to minimize the number of fields on your form. What's the most essential information you need from a website visitor? Figure that out and don't ask for anything else. This is known as data minimization and is a data security and compliance best practice. It also increases the likelihood that someone will actually complete your contact form, which is exactly what we want. Since we're building a lead generation contact form, we can assume a prospect won't be willing to share too much information up front, and that's okay, but we will need a way to reach out to them. So we need to add fields for the first and last name, email address, and phone number. The second tip is to make sure it's clear which fields are required. In this case, it makes sense that we'd need to know a prospect's name and at least one way to contact them. So we'll mark those fields as required. We can leave the phone number field as optional because we're already collecting an email address. Requiring phone numbers when it's not essential can actually cause prospects to abandon your form, and we definitely don't want that. Let's add one more required drop-down field, asking the respondent to choose which contact method works best for them. It's possible someone prefers a phone call to an email thread, so we can make the contact process seamless by collecting their preferences on this form. Tip number 3 is to give your prospects a place to add more details. They're contacting you for a reason, so make sure they can provide this information up front. This is as easy as adding an open response or a text area field on your contact form, which we can add beneath the preferences dropdown. The 4th tip is to be sure you add specific opt-ins that are required by your compliance obligations. Asking for consent is a compliance requirement and a data privacy best practice. Examples of opt-ins can be for marketing communications, website cookies, or legal policies. And lastly, tip number 5 is to send the respondent a thank you email. This is an easy way to confirm that their contact request has been officially submitted. It's also a great place to add additional information, such as when a respondent can expect your organization to reach back out to them. And who doesn't like a thank you? These 5 best practices will help ensure you build contact forms that improve conversion rates and give you quality leads. That's all my top tips for lead generation forms in this video, but we have many other videos in this form building best practices series you can check out on this channel, as well as some additional resources in the description of this video. If you want to learn more about data collection and form building best practices, please consider subscribing to this channel and hit the notification bell icon so you're always up to date with our latest releases. Thanks for watching, and as always, happy form building.